This Axial 0.28 likes to go through a lot of fuel.
You think you know me?
See that? Now that is running rich and loud. What's up, Nitro gang? This is a vintage 2000s OFNA 1/8 scale Nitro buggy. And in this video, we will be running it. I want you to know that I set out on a journey, and the journey was called Nitro Fast Track. The goal was to repair this vintage buggy as fast as I possibly can while listening to the Beastie Boys' No Sleep Till Brooklyn. They might not sleep till they hit Brooklyn, but I will not sleep until I hear this Nitro running.
No sleep till.
Oh, are you looking at this 8-port Axial Nitro engine? Well, I had to do a lot of things to make this actually run as well, but no Nitro will ever die on this channel. Operation Fast Track is a success. Let's remove the body, do a short little overview, and then we're going to run this thing rich and loud.
Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
This is the early 2000s 1/8 scale OFNA buggy. I had to do so much work on it that it actually took me forever. Without Operation Fast Track, this OFNA would not have been repaired in time for the filming of this video. Now the body, unfortunately, I am missing a wing. Of course, I bought this very used for very little money. The seller tried to murder and kill this buggy. Now luckily for me, I came along and bought it. Let's take a look under the body. I've done a couple very useful and necessary upgrades. One, a brand new Traxxas air filter, very good dual stage filter, new fuel lines with a fuel filter, and a very good fuel routing system I have going on here. One of the most annoying repairs I had to make was making a new servo horn for the throttle trim. Now, the original radio that was included was not the Fly Sky GT5. This is the best radio. It's actually quite sickening. These servos are high-tech servos. They're relatively powerful for the time, rated at a little over 11 kilograms for torque, which, you know, for the early 2000s, that was a significant amount of power. And it seemed like the stock servo horn was fully stripped, so I had to make my own. Now, unfortunately, to use these linkages, I had to get very creative with this. We're not gonna get into that, just understand, super creative. Now, one thing I am worried about is this center diff. Now, you guys know I do not like center diffs, but we will find out today whether it will piss me off or not. Now, these vintage buggies are very tough. You know, even back in the year 2000s, look at this. We have metal steering hubs, we have really thick metal CVDs in the front, a lot of upper deck metal pieces here. I don't see any rear chassis supports like modern race buggies have. They usually have like a chassis standoff. This is a standalone upper deck, but in reality, it doesn't do much. What really matters is this Axial 8-port 0.28 Nitro motor. Now, when I first got it, it was completely seized. But now, guys, we have ourselves very sickening compression. You hear that compression? It's quite good. All I did was clean it up a little bit, get a modern radio system in, make sure the failsafe works, check out the steering on these stock servos. By stock, I mean, you know, upgraded high-tech servos from the early 2000s generation. There were a lot of other things wrong with it. Clearly, the wheels are terrible, but these are standard 17mm hubs. So you can run pretty much any modern wheel you want. And that is why a lot of people like the buggies. Let's fire it up and run it. Let's put some fuel in it. As usual, we're running the Bones Brew 30% nitro, 10% oil. This Axial 0.28 likes to go through a lot of fuel. For priming, I'm going to try something different. I'm not going to plug the exhaust. I'm going to do the RC blow job. I'm going to remove the fuel pressure line from the exhaust and simply just blowing it in order to push fuel into the motor.
Well, I guess I'm a pretty sick guy.
Yep, I see that fuel flow. I see it. We got the fuel. Sometimes you gotta do that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. We're all doing it for the nitros, all right? That's right, guys, that's right. Now that was a great run. I leaned it out a little bit there. It's still on the very rich side, but guys, I want to show you a little something. This thing has a little bit of a speed secret. Let me remove the air filter and you will understand what I'm talking about. This is the restrictor, which Axial also refers to as the reducer. Its only job is to limit the amount of airflow going into the carburetor. so they want me to drive slow. Well, you know what, Axial? I'll say okay for this round, but soon, in the next video, guys, we will be removing this restrictor and we will be hitting that super high RPM. But for now, I'm gonna do a little bit more running. I just want to give a little bit of a recollection of what my thoughts were. Guys, this center diff actually did not piss me off. I cannot believe it. It is actually a good center diff. It doesn't need any tuning. I do not notice any kind of weird diffing out. Now, of course, when you're doing donuts, you know, these are like terrible old wheels. They're not gripping that well. Plus, this is an AstroTurf field, so it has a very slippery surface, and there is a bunch of recycled material that, you know, the AstroTurf is made with. So there's like little pieces of rubber all over the place. So the traction is not fantastic, but it seems that the center diff is pretty significantly good in this particular buggy. I almost cannot believe it. This is the first center diff that has not pissed me off. Maybe OFNA, maybe they're onto something. Anyways, let's fire it up again. For this portion of the video, I'm going to try to run it with the body on. Now, this body was hacked away pretty good. It might come off during the speed run or the test. We will see, I don't know. But my main purpose is to make sure that the body is at least functional and doesn't come off. Now, this previous owner, he cut off the entire front of this body. So, you know, what we have right now, the body doesn't even reach the body post that it's supposed to. So we only have one body post here in the back, and it is already fairly trash. But let's see if I could try to start it like this, because an OFNA buggy wants to have its cover on. It's running really nice and rich. Whoa! Off the donut! Off the donut! What do you think about that? Now that is what you call a vintage Nitro donut, my dudes. Oh, zoom in. Power slide on that. Oh, looks like we have a wheel mounting problem. Look at that. Wheel problem. Sickening. Somebody forgot to glue the tires. We're gonna get some new tires for this, guys, don't you worry. Off the drift. See that? Now that is running rich and loud. Great brakes too, man. The brakes are incredible. Look at those brakes. Insane. Well guys, Operation Nitro Gang OFNA Fast Track has been a major success. This thing ran great. There's still a lot of tuning left to be done. In fact, these axial motors actually have a 3-needle tuning carb, but it's no big deal. They add more needles, I figure out how to tune them. It's all just the same to me. Guys, there'll be a lot more on this OFNA soon. This was just the first preliminary test run, and we have in fact confirmed I need new tires and we need to get more speed. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Boom! Oranges, my dudes, oranges. See you later. I have a special sentence for you. If you smell that the Nitro Gang is cooking.